Hi, and welcome to The Piece of Persistence. I'm your host, Abby Wright. The Piece of Persistence is all about finding happiness and success and balancing those two things well within our lives. In season 1, I introduced you to 12 amazing people who all balanced extremely high levels of happiness with some level of success in their lives. I find those people to be rare and beautiful and inspiring, and I'm so grateful that I had a chance to introduce you to them. I want to continue introducing you to these people, not just here in the United States, but all around the world, and people of all races, genders, ages. I think it's so exciting to see what kind of people are out there really making a difference in the world with their lives. You may have noticed that so far in season 2 we have had no interviews, and the reason for that is because after a major surgery, my doctor has given me very strict orders not to carry around equipment. So I won't be doing any more interviews until at least the end of the summer, which means that season 2, the interview portion anyway, will be delayed until the fall. Going forward, we're going to have some really exciting segments about how to integrate happiness and success in your life in a way that helps you to thrive and embrace your well-being. We're going to break down some of the steps to the 5 ways of well-being that were designed by the UK's think tank, the New Economics Foundation's Centre for Wellbeing. If you missed our interview with Charles Seaford, you can check that out here. And we're going to start breaking those down for you beginning in our next episode 2 weeks from today. I'd like to talk with you today about challenges. And obviously I've had a few challenges myself recently, but those are the kind that have been thrust upon me. Not the type that I've taken up the charge and spearheaded myself, the type that changed my life or changed the world in a better way. Those are the types of challenges, big or small, that make a real difference in your well-being. A few years ago, I was a bit infamous for a blog I created called Skydiving for Pearls. I called it Skydiving for Pearls because I decided to challenge myself and do things that were a bit scary or out of my comfort zone to create pearls of wisdom for myself, where I wrote every day, 5 days a week for 6 months about doing something that scared me or was unusual or out of my comfort zone. And it was exhausting. I ran around New York like a crazy person trying all kinds of new things. It was very exciting. But at the end of the 6-month period, I became a new person. It really changed me in a way I never expected. And it made me into this daring and exciting person who was willing to try just about anything. And you know what? It took my career too to interesting places that I wouldn't have expected. And if you're curious about that blog, you can check it out at skydivingforpearls.wordpress.com. It's probably responsible for so many things in my life, including the New York City Marathon that I eventually ran in 2014. Unfortunately, at the end of last summer, as you may know, I fell on set doing a great show. And not to be that girl, because let's just face it, nobody wants to hear the same story 40 times. And at the moment, it's my story. But what else can I say? It's been a tough 10 months. Look, when I first wrote Skydiving for Pearls, I did it because the previous year, when my gigs had ended in the winter, I was so depressed that I didn't leave the apartment except to go buy groceries for like a month and a half. And I woke up every day wanting to die. I had a really great therapist at the time who helped me see a way out of it. Gave me this great book to read called The Brain That Changes Itself. She made me realize, not to get too brainy, but because of neuroplasticity, that it is possible to retrain your brain and become a healthier, happier person. And so I did that. The Skydiving for Pearls thing was an experiment that went very, very well. But these last 10 months have reversed that to some degree. This time has taken away some of my boldness, has taken away some of my confidence. And yesterday when I went to the subway for the first time, I was terrified. Not just afraid that people were going to bump into me, although that's the primary thing, but terrified of being alone in an elevator with a man, terrified of slipping and falling, terrified of being an inconvenience for someone if I can't give up my seat. The anxiety that right now has encroached upon me is overwhelming. I attribute this anxiety to my version of falling off the wagon. I've been so addicted to television. I've been sitting around my apartment feeling sorry for myself. And part of that is necessary. I needed time to heal. I still need time to heal. If I have more than one appointment in a day, I'm incredibly sore. But that doesn't mean that I can't push myself in other ways. And there are small ways. So yesterday, I took the subway. And also I went to the supermarket. I only carried a couple of items, but I went to the supermarket. I spent 10 more minutes on my stationary bike. And I made a call during my lunch break today instead of watching television. Challenging yourself comes in all shapes and sizes. Maybe I'll challenge myself and go skydiving again someday. In the meantime, I have a tenor banjo that my mother gave me that was my grandfather's years ago. And I keep thinking, I should learn that. Well, that's a small challenge. I could take a banjo lesson. Or I can learn some German so that I can go to Germany and take a real risk and audition for some agents out there to be an opera singer. There are so many opportunities. There are so many things that I can do. And it gets overwhelming. We all have all of these choices in life. And sometimes the most important choice is just to choose something. Choose something big, choose something small, but every day find a reason to challenge yourself. And if you do that, I guarantee that you're going to be doing at least one of the 5 ways to well-being from that think tank in the UK, the New Economics Foundation Center for Wellbeing. If you missed the audio interview, you can check out Charles Seaford up there. The 5 ways to well-being, again, were connect, be active, take notice, keep learning, and give. We're going to break those down in a couple of weeks. We're going to start to break those down and talk about connect. But in the meantime, think about how you can challenge yourself today. And I guarantee you it's going to be one of these ways. Any little challenge that you can take. So this is going to be my challenge this month. I'm going to turn off the television unless it's in the evening, when I don't have gigs in the evening, so that my daytimes are devoted to auditioning, putting myself out there, getting my marketing materials updated, making sure that I'm networking and connecting with people and giving and being present. Because that's what life is really all about. So that's my challenge for this month, but I'm gonna keep looking at my own life every day to find different ways in small and large that I can challenge myself and take minor risks, because I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid to go out. I don't wanna be afraid to live my life. And I may not be 100% back to normal yet, but I'm working on it. And in the meantime, there's always a way to keep on living. Thank you as ever for joining me today on The Piece of Persistence. This is one of the things that has kept me going, and I'm so grateful to you. I'm so happy to interact with all of you, and thank those of you who reached out to me and gave me some great suggestions for the new segments that are coming up. I'm so excited about those, and I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am for you. If you've found some great way to challenge yourself recently, or if this has inspired you to challenge yourself in some way, please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, review us, and please stay tuned 2 weeks from today for the next episode of The Piece of Persistence. Have a great and challenging day.